How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, where we're bringing Brabham back to the very top of Formula 1. In the last episode was the Mexican Grand Prix, and we had our first front row start. The race didn't pan out as well, even though we led our first race of the season on merit. I have upped the difficulty now. I'm going to show you afterwards, but I have put it up to 108, just to see where that goes. I was 106, so I've got another couple of clicks. So we'll see how we go. I'll load a setup in. Brazil's typically somewhere where you can't get away with being that much quicker than the AI. So I wanted to give that a go, see where we end up, and go from there. Obviously, I've seen some of your comments from the last video about our teammate situation. Keep them up. Again, in this video, please comment down below. Let me know who you think we should go for. I've seen some different options as well, so that's good over on my other socials as well. So be sure to follow me on those socials. Twitter is Sam Brabs and Instagram is Sam Brabham. I'll do a poll over the weekend, potentially, leading into the weekend for Monza, obviously the real life Formula 1 going to Monza, and how bad were Ferrari at Spa. I just want to talk about that for a second. Let me know if you guys would like to have videos aside from the gaming side, and if you'd like to hear my opinions on all things Formula 1 in the real world as well. I could do sort of like an In My Opinion series, reviewing the Grand Prix maybe, if that's something you guys would enjoy. But Spa, obviously Mercedes pulling away massively. Danny Rick with an awesome performance. Gasly also, in memory of his good friend Antoine Hubert, performed really, really well. And Ferrari are just having a shocker. And with Monza coming up this weekend, their home Grand Prix, it's probably a good thing that people aren't allowed to be at the circuit, because I'm not sure as a Ferrari fan, as one of the Tifosi, you'd really want to be watching your team struggle this much. And one important point I'd like to make on that is that a lot of people said, oh, they must have been cheating loads. And that is probably true. Obviously, with the FIA, all the issues that they had previously with the engine obviously being quite a lot faster than everyone else, I reckon they've also built this car and designed it to have that much power. So what they've done is they've got no power and a really draggy car. So through the corners, they're pretty quick. But actually, now that they haven't got the power, they've built this car inherently to be that quick with the engine as powerful as it was last year. And to lose what I believe is to be 50 horsepower is crazy. So that's my opinion on it. They've obviously built a car that's inherently not that great either. It's not to say, even if they had the engine power, it seems like they probably still wouldn't have had a good car this year and probably would have struggled to beat particularly Mercedes and maybe even Red Bull, who have really stepped up with a good Honda package as well. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think on all things Formula 1 as well. Tweet me, Instagram me, comment in the comments down below in my YouTube videos. And yeah, let's get into the episode. So you'll be able to see here, this is sort of just to show you what I've got it on. I've got 108%, 108 on ultimate difficulty, obviously 2 away from 110. I haven't tried 108 yet, so I'm going to give it a go in this race, and let's get into qualifying. Straight into qualifying now, and you would have seen I have put difficulty up to 108. I do have quite a hefty grid penalty because I didn't feel like I wanted to sacrifice my performance too much for the last round, the season finale particularly, including Brazil here with some worn engine components. So I just thought I'd stick them in, take the grid penalty. Our car on the performance index is the second worst at the moment, so hopefully we're going to finish similar. I'd like to think we'll get points if I can outperform the car, but I've very much focused on the race pace rather than qualifying pace for this run, because I know I've got a grid penalty. It's like 30 grid places, so not worried too much about that. First run put us in P19, made a big mistake on the exit of turn 4 there, and that really kind of messed me up. I didn't have the best of runs, to be honest. Maybe I could have got more out of it by sticking a setup on that could have got us some track position, but I wanted to sacrifice it. I got good exit out of here, so that really benefited. And I love this circuit, but I just felt uncomfortable in qualifying, unfortunately. I felt like my race pace was good, but we did gain some time, close to 3/10, staying on the inside, and that is the end of our qualifying run. And we are, it says P19, it's actually P20 for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And great job by Mick to get out of Q1 into Q2, P15 there, but he does have a grid penalty as well. And let's get into this race.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sebastian Vettel will start on pole. Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, and Norris, Kvyat, Leclerc, Perez, and Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Alexander Albon, and Magnussen, Grosjean, Ocon. They've taken a grid penalty. Pierre Gasly and George Russell, Latifi, Mr. Monaco, Verstappen, and Mick Schumacher. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So there we have it, qualifying over and done with. Now, the difficulty was 108, and I felt like that's actually where we're meant to be. I know Mick did quite a good job, but I was only really focusing on the race pace because I knew that I had a 30-place grid penalty coming up. It said 20, but it said 30 in practice. So either way, lots of penalties to be applied, putting me back behind the Williams cars, and I knew that was going to be the case, so I basically just focused on the race pace. Wasn't really too worried about my quali pace. Interested to see where we ended up, but Mick did a good job. I'll be interested to see how we get on this race because 108 difficulty is the highest I've used so far, and it's a track that typically you can't get away. There's some tracks you just are able to get out more of the. Some tracks you'd be able to get more out of the car and out of the circuit against the AI than others, and Brazil is one of those where you can't really maybe take a bit of curb extra or use a bit of more road and get away with it and sort of improve your pace. So this is a real test of what our true pace is going to be like. So I'm really interested to see because ultimately I want to get myself to 110 if I can. And on the performance index, obviously we haven't been doing that many upgrades to the car and everyone else has been improving. So just in front of the Williams is actually where the car is meant to be. Obviously, we've had some great results and a little bit of chopping and changing with my setups, the way I'm driving, and obviously the AI difficulty as well. So hopefully, we've found a good medium here, and we'll see how we get on in this race. Heading into the strategy, I've had a play around with it. Pretty clear one stop. I can't seem to go soft medium, so I'll just go soft hard. The two stop, I'm not really a fan of. 7-second difference, and I think in the race, I'd rather have the track position personally, so we'll go with that. I'll see if I can go a bit longer on the stint, if not, but if we pit slightly earlier, it doesn't really matter. I can go longer, go earlier. I'll leave it there, and if I want to pit earlier or later, I'll do so. So yeah, let's get into the race. Ready for the start. We've got Verstappen right behind. He'll be pretty quick. Hopefully we can get a good run off the line. Try and sneak it up the inside here. Managed to sneak that up the inside just about. Got away with that one. Everyone checked up quite a lot. There's quite a few cars to my outside. Hopefully we've got the pace now up to P10. Gonna have to push real hard to try and get the most out of this race. Hopefully. It's a great first lap. With Giovinazzi even behind us on the hard tyre. Hopefully he holds a lot of those guys up and I can just keep plugging away. Can we send that one? Give it a go up the inside of Leclerc. Why not? Might come back at us, but that's okay. It's a good move. Use a bit of ERS, try and catch up to Sainz now. Wide there, that's okay. Just got to keep pushing. I'm gonna use all my ERS because the Ferrari engine has not been patched yet, and it's still an absolute rocket ship. So I'll pull away a little bit now that he doesn't have DRS. Bit of understeer there. I will have DRS though. So will Leclerc, and I got a bad exit out of that first section of corners. Block him off there, ran a bit wide, that's alright. I want to try and keep in the DRS range of Sainz really, if I can. Which I've not done on this lap. I have to use all my ERS, try and break away from Leclerc a little bit, and hopefully they fight up ahead with Kvyat and Sainz for me to be able to... Leclerc didn't get a great run out of that final corner. Settled into a reasonably good rhythm so far. Can't quite catch Sainz at the moment. Didn't have a great lap on the last lap. I wasn't really driving that well. Leclerc gets a good run out of there. Lost out on DRS. It's hurting me quite a lot. As Perez now is catching up to the back of me and Leclerc. Part of me thinks I should just let Leclerc go, but I've got good track position. He's going to try and fire it right around the outside. Get a good exit out of there. And I'll have DRS again. I'll use my ears, but again, got a terrible exit out of that double left-hander. Oh, a bit of oversteer. Tried not to make too much contact there. And use of ERS, but I've lost time to the guys ahead, and that's going to put me into the clutches of the people behind me. I'd expect these cars to be quicker, but we're doing pretty good so far. He's really good out of that left-hander there, that kink. Any kink, they're always really fast. I was almost nearly tempted to let him go there, but I managed to block him off quite nicely. Feed him to the guys behind. Big bit of oversteer under. It's really tricky, that exit there. You have to be really careful. It does oversteer quite a lot on entry. Maintaining a good pace at the moment in this race. He's catching ever so slightly. Catch through here now because I made a mistake, ran a bit wide. Once the DRS opens up. I don't understand how he gets such a good drive out of there. Under a bit of pressure here. So he's hit us into the corner. Hopefully that's given him a bit of damage. Kind of just covered my line off. He had plenty of room to go around the outside there, but he didn't take it up, so made a mistake there, and then we've just been smashed into by Leclerc. I made a mistake on the outside there. Dived in at the apex to try and cover him off. And now we've got Perez. They're side by side. Oh, ran the wide there as well. The tyres are starting to go off. The tyres are starting to go off massively. And Perez is now right behind us. And he's had good pace. He's coming super quick. He's going to come past us here. Even with the use of ERS. Maybe I can send it up the inside. Yeah, there you go. It's quite an open first corner. You can use that inside to good effect, even if they're on the outside. And now Leclerc's coming under pressure from Stroll. Yeah, 44%. Need to come in soon on these tyres. Didn't get a good run through there. There we go. And Leclerc's coming with us, trying to see if he's got any damage. I don't think he's got any wing damage, but there we go. P8 we were in. If we can get a good stop for the boys now. Out ahead of Leclerc if we can. He's come out. Is that a Red Bull? Oh, ahead of Albon. And Leclerc's had a slow, very, very slow stop. Must have had a wing change. I'm going to go rich fuel mix for this, the end of this now. Just for this lap, try and get the undercut. I've got a decent gap. Got a lot of laps to go, but these hard tyres can last. Kind of back to square one now, with just a different set of cars behind, with Leclerc further back. Oh, yellow flag for something. Not sure what's happened there. Maybe someone's out of the race. Oh, Verstappen's out of the race. And there's Lance Stroll coming out the pits. He's jumped all of us. Staying out that bit longer, although he's gone long onto a set of mediums, which is interesting, so I'm not sure what he was on first. I wonder if he's going to pit again. Be interesting to see if he does. He's on a much better tyre than I am. Albon coming past. I'm not going to fight that too hard. See it looks up. Perez coming at us pretty hard. And we've just got a touch from behind. So chop back across him. Bit of a dirty move, but oh well. Catching pretty quickly. Albon must have a problem because I'm now within DRS range, and he was like 1.7 far up on us, which is brilliant. And we've dropped Perez there. A good run now. I will have DRS. Drop Perez a bit. He'll be in DRS as well, but it looks like Albon's losing all this time in the straights. See that, just breezing up to him. Hang it around the outside. Good exit there. Get it stopped in the apex and then out of the corner nicely. And hopefully he's going to hold up. It looks like Perez is going to come back at him and get past pretty easily. As he nearly has a little crack at me as well. But managed to get away with that, to be fair, which is good. Kind of using my ERS in areas where I know they're quicker, like through those kinks. I think some people have put the softs on now towards the end, gone hard soft, so it'll be interesting to see how they progress through the last 10 laps of this race. Didn't get a great exit out there that time, but we're doing okay. I feel in a good rhythm. And considering we're 108, I don't know about 110, but we're in the points on merit. They've not been... It's like I'm defending like mad to try and keep everyone off me. It's a bit of a train forming, but all these cars are quicker than us in the performance index by a fair way. So maybe 110, maybe for the start of Season 2, we'll try 110, see how we go. New season, maybe we'll go 109 the next one and see how we get on. Wait and see. I'm excited for Season 2 as well. Get some upgrades on the car and start to really progress into that midfield. We've got a couple of upgrades coming, hopefully for Abu Dhabi. And then at the end of this race, I'll do some more for the car. And hopefully by the start of Season 2, with some upgrades on the HQ, we'll be able to really start making inroads on those midfield teams and start consistently going for points, along with whoever our teammate is going to be as well. And a little reminder, please do let me know who you think that's going to be, because like I said at the start of this video, should be alright into turn 1. Yeah, be fine. I'm going to send that Perez. Turned in a bit too early there. 2 green sectors. This probably won't be green just because I haven't got DRS in comparison to other laps, but I'm gapping them. They're outside of a second now, which is brilliant. That's my fastest lap of the race. This late on shows that I'm driving really well right now. I feel like I'm in a good rhythm. If I can break off that second and his tyres start to go, he holds some people up, I'll be super happy. Nearly broken into a second gap. Should be alright to the end of this race, to be honest, if I keep going like this. Only 300ths off my best lap time. This tyres at this state, 50% tyre wear. Doing a great job. I genuinely think, and I'll probably mention this at the end of the race, if you don't hear it now, this is the best I've driven, I reckon, all series. I think the fact that I put the difficulty up is making me drive better, because I'm like, right, I've got to be so perfect. And I want to get points. Now, I know the car's probably still not... Maybe we could go a bit harder on the difficulty to finish where our car is. But at the same time, you know, just go incrementally, see how you get on. And at the moment, if I drive like this every time, which is unlikely because I'm driving really, really well, then we'll stick it up again. But see these gaps, I'm pushing hard, pushing real hard, but they're not catching. And we've got 1 lap left, coming onto the final lap of the race of this incredible circuit. There's a bit of fighting going on behind. So I'll get a good run through here. Use a bit of my ERS through the sections where I know they're quicker. Yeah, we've got 8/10 gap. Should be okay. Just stay consistent. Fuel's running low. Just keep pushing. Bit of ERS again. So I know that's an area where they catch me, and now it's just about picking your markers. Short shift through there just to stabilise the car on the exit. Rotate, pull third on the exit, try and minimise the slip on the rear tyres. Good exit. Hamilton wins the race. So the championship will go down to the wire. Flat through this kink. It's a little bit taily. 3rd gear, 4th, just to limit the slip on the tyres and the oversteer, and then bit of ERS just to make sure, and we should be absolutely fine. I'll tell you what, I think that's the best I've driven for the whole of the series. Coming across the line for a P9 finish. Come on. That was really good. That was really good. Super happy with that. P9 after starting P20 was fantastic. And driver of the day, not surprised after that performance. To start P20, I upped the difficulty to 108, and you know, it's only 2 off the ultimate difficulty, and got a great result out of it. Now, I wasn't as quick as the guys ahead, and the guys behind weren't actually catching either, so I'd like to go a bit further. I'll go 109 for the next one, Abu Dhabi, see how we get on, then we'll go from there. But Hamilton wins the race, so it does take the championship down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. I wonder where Bottas fits. Bottas obviously didn't finish in the top 3. It looks like Danny Rick finished on the podium again, which he's been getting so many podiums, and what a shame he couldn't get one in Spa. He qualified so well, P4, but just wasn't to be, and hopefully Cyril has to get that tattoo as well, they've been talking about as well. Yeah, Danny Rick in P3, or P2 even. He beat the likes of Vettel, who was on pole for this race as well, don't forget, and Hamilton wins the race. That's big for the championship. It gives him a chance heading in to the final round, and we'll skip ahead to these results. So there we have it, P9 for us. Hamilton wins the race from Daniel Ricciardo, Vettel with fast lap, and Bottas P4, so he does have a good lead still in the championship. It's only 7 points. Only 7 points. That is going to be incredible to see how they get on in the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi. P9 for us, a fantastic, fantastic result. Our pace was not that great, really. The guys behind obviously couldn't match it, but the guys in front were about a second quicker, so it's something we've got to really work on. But I'm really pleased. 108 difficulty was, I noticed the difference. I think if I'd been back on 106 like I was, I would have been closing in on a podium, I reckon. So I'm glad that we did that. And where did Mick finish? Have a little look. Leclerc finished behind us. So did Albon. Yeah, Mick P18 finished ahead of Grosjean, but P18 is actually where our car is on the performance index. So I think 109 I'll try, and then if that's still maybe outperforming Mick in the car, then I'll go 110 for the start of season 2 to really push myself and see if I can make that happen. But in the meantime, let's look at these highlights. Managed to get a really good start off the line, taking a few positions right off the bat, but then up into turn 1 is where I made all my positions up. Everyone's bunched in, and I was kind of on the grass, and I just managed to sneak my way around the outside, and I think getting ahead of Giovinazzi there was really important because he was on the hard tyre, so he was holding all those guys up behind. I was able to break away, stick with Leclerc, and luckily I was able to just keep him behind. We did have some good battles, which were great fun, especially batting the likes of Ferrari, and that's kind of where their pace is in real life as well. I managed to block him off. He's trying to hang it around the outside, but I just nipped him on the exit and managed to stay ahead this time round. And the car felt really good. Again, I uploaded a setup. Seems to have worked really well. Defending from Leclerc again by the looks of it in my right-hand mirror. I was kind of wondering why I was there, but had a bit of a train at this point. Tyres were starting to go off, and luckily I pitted at the right time. And then I think big moment there, you can see. And then we just got that touch from Leclerc and was able to just nick just in front. And then as we were coming up, managed to send it up the inside of, I believe that was Perez, and I think that was really, or Stroll even. I can't quite remember who it was, but again, up the inside, nearly came up the inside of Albon, but that was when he came past us, and luckily he had an issue because I was able to catch back up. He gapped me by, I think, 1.7 in about a lap and a half, and then this is the moment that he was really struggling, and I knew that we were able to take the position and managed to sort of hang it around the outside here. You can make that happen. Managed to get a good run here at this point because you have the inside for the second part and you can block them off. And then Perez, I was hoping Albon would hold Perez up, but I checked him up too much, and then Perez had the run on Albon into the next left-hander. And then from this point onwards, it was just about managing the tyres, managing the grip, and I was just pushing super hard the whole way around. And a checkered flag, P9 in the Brazilian Grand Prix. So we have had one upgrade come in, and that has put us ahead of Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri again now, and pushing us into that midfield battle. We're not that far away from McLaren really, but the aero package that we had, the major aero upgrade on the rear wing, didn't come through, and I don't have enough resource points at the moment to actually put that back on the car. So leading into season 2, that will come in, as well as another minor aero package part and a bit of durability, because I had some left over and I thought they'd just come through. So it is what it is. Progress history has gone up. We're heading into that midfield now, which is fantastic. And that's where we're going to leave the episode. Last race. Next episode, we will be choosing our teammate. So please do comment in the comment section down below, or tweet me or Instagram me, like I said before. Let me know who you think we should choose. I've seen some for George, some for Gasly, and some for Magnussen as well. So let me know, and we'll make that decision in the next episode, ready for the weekend. At Monza, I'll be posting out probably over the weekend at some point, Friday night, Saturday or Sunday. We'll have to wait and see. And maybe season 2 we'll do on Sunday night as well. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, comment in the comment section down below. And if you're new here, please subscribe for more F1 2020 and racing game content. I'm Sam, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.